Hello, beautiful people. So today we're here to talk about what to say to your boss when you get promoted. By the end of this video, you're going to know how to turn a simple thank you into a plan for you to be super successful in your new role. And by the way, congratulations. Most people think that it's great to just say thank you to their boss when they get promoted. I couldn't agree more. It's really great to say thank you to your boss when you get promoted, but you need to go way beyond that. If you got promoted, and again, congratulations, your boss obviously thinks you have lots of potential. So now what are you going to do with it? And the other thing to understand is that now you don't just have one job and one role, you have 3 roles you've got to play. Let's start off with the absolute basics. Yes, do say thank you and make sure that you do say thank you. Expressing gratitude is one of my favorite things to do and my favorite things for people to do. So I encourage you deeply to express gratitude and say thank you. Once you've got that out of the way, use your now delighted boss to have a conversation around what their expectations are for you. So every time I've promoted someone on one of my teams, I've always had probably ridiculous expectations for them, but I do have expectations for them. I do have in the back of my mind a lot of things that I know that I would love them to be able to take off my plate and be able to do for me. So when you're having that thank you conversation with your boss, make sure that you're also looking at what their expectations are for you. At the time that you get a promotion is a great moment, because your boss has gone through all the paperwork to get you promoted, is a great moment for you to sit down and understand what the goals are for your boss, for your team, for your department, and to make sure that you have an understanding of which are now your responsibility and what it is that your boss would like you to stretch to. So it's not enough to just talk about what you're going to do in your new role. I'd also use it as an opportunity to be able to talk about what are your stretch goals for the new role that you're in. The other thing to factor in is it a step change? Is your promotion a step change? Or is it simply a small progression? If it's a small progression, then you're stepping on just to take on more responsibility. If it's a step change, there are new skills that you need, there are new conversations you need to have, there are new people you need to be talking to, and there are other people across the organization that you need to probably be interviewing. Let me talk about that a little bit more. If you're doing a step change, it's time to also have a conversation with HR after you've spoken to your boss and make sure that there is a development program in place for you, that you're taking on new managerial responsibilities. HR is putting you through a management program. If you're taking on new technical responsibilities, there's a technical training and studying that you're doing there as well. And begin to identify when you're going to take those on and how long it's going to take you to complete those programs. What I've done many times as I've taken on new roles is I've asked for 3, sometimes even 6 months without doing a whole lot of new training or a whole lot of new onboarding of new skills and capabilities, to be able to just work with my team and to be able to make sure that I'm working well with my boss. Sometimes it could even be a new boss, and that I have an understanding of what my plan is going to be for the rest of the year. At that 3 to 6 month mark, then what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to onboard some of the new skills that I know that I'm going to need. And I usually schedule those trainings and that extra work in conjunction with my boss and in conjunction with HR. Beyond saying thank you, also begin to map out what training and learning that you want to do. And also make sure that you look at my video, what to say to coworkers when you get promoted, because sometimes there's an awkwardness there and that can actually be mitigated with the right conversations. Once you step into a new role, it's a really great time to ask for help. And if you don't ask for help, you're probably not going to get it. As you ask for help, identify who you're going to ask for help from. HR is a great place to start. Your boss is a great place to start. Identify who was in this role before you. It might have been your boss, or it might be someone who's moved to another department. It's worthwhile having a conversation with them to ask them what they learned, what the lessons learned are there, how they were successful in the role, and what they saw was missing from the role as something that you could bring to it that would be uniquely valuable in that position. The other thing that's worth doing is once you've spoken to HR about what are the new learnings that you want to do, also go look beyond your own company. Go look online and see what are some of the skills that you want to be able to pick up. Go look online and see how it is that you make yourself into the leader that you would like to follow. And we talked about that in another video in terms of becoming the leader you'd like to follow. This is a really, really great moment to come back and touch base on that and understand how you are slowly grooming yourself to be the leader that you want to follow in this new role. The other useful thing to do is, and this is going to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, but ask your boss whether or not they want to get promoted and what it is that you can do to support and help them getting promoted. Now, this may feel a little bit cheeky or like you're pushing the envelope a little bit, but having been on the receiving side of that conversation, it's such a nice relief to have someone actually showing up like they care and they have your back. So go beyond your comfort zone and ask your boss whether or not they're planning on getting promoted, in what time frame they're planning on getting promoted, and what it is that you can do to support them in doing that. Now, if they're smart, what they'll do is they will actually use it as an opportunity for you to stretch yourself and for you to begin to add more value to the company as a whole, therefore moving them up at the same time as you're moving yourself up. So I started off by saying that you're going to understand why it is that you have 3 roles that you are now going to play in this new job. You're going to be playing 1, the job that you already have, which is your new promotion. You're also going to be figuring out how to take stuff off your boss's plate, because remember, they have a full plate. That's why they promoted you in the first place, in the hopes that you would be able to take things off their plate. And then the third thing that you're going to do is you're going to be helping them listen to the rest of the organization in a way that allows for them to also be able to get promoted. You're going to be making strong offers where you can contribute a lot of value into what they're doing and how they're being measured so that you can help them move forward as well. If lots of times in organizations you end up working with a particular boss for a long period of time, and helping them get promoted is in your own best interests, because as they move up, so do you. One of the things you might consider doing is to suggest to them that they do my promotion readiness assessment, and that's a conversation that the two of you have together. If you have a good, strong relationship with your boss and you're not pushing the envelope too far, encouraging them to do the Get Promoted assessment, the promotion readiness assessment, will allow you to be able to understand what their gaps are, given that you've just been through that process yourself. If you help them do it, there's a lot of learning that you can do there together. So remember, the link to the promotion readiness assessment is in the comments. Enjoy.